Rows of pistachios, perfectly roasted, salted, and packaged in Brooklyn, New York, are a staple at one of the borough's most storied locations. These, along with freshly blended hummus and handmade kibbeh, make up some of the store's iconic Middle Eastern specialties. This is Sahadi's, and it's been selling New York's best Middle Eastern groceries since 1898.
It's a stomping ground that everyone's familiar with. It's a place that you'll see your neighbors, your friends, family not knowing, and it's become that style of a place for the neighborhoods.
We're in Brooklyn today, and we're just down the block from Sahadi's Middle Eastern grocery store. This place is like truly a staple in this neighborhood. People come for their fresh roasted nuts, they come for this wide assortment of spices, and they especially come for some really good hummus. But there's a Trader Joe's across the street, so why is everyone coming to Sahadi's? That's where we're going inside to find out.
Sahadi's has been a trusted staple for Middle Eastern food since opening in Lower Manhattan in 1898. Second-generation owner Wade Sahadi moved the shop to Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn in 1948, where it's been thriving ever since.
There were a lot of Middle Eastern people living there, so he was going into a ready-made community. He didn't have to try to find the customer, so to speak. The customer already was in that area.
Christina and her brother Ron are fourth-generation owners, and they grew up eating many of the recipes that the store is famous for today. For example,
the hummus is definitely one of the most popular things that we've been known for. You always hear reviews online, how Sahadi's has the best hummus. I mean, we agree, but of course we're going to agree.
Chefs make hummus fresh each day, and they start by cooking chickpeas in 40-pound kettles. The chickpeas are dumped into a grinder before chefs mix in garlic, tahini, and water.
Almost opted for the regular hummus, the one that we saw being made fresh in the kitchen. But then I went spicy because I felt like, why not? That is like so smooth and silky. Has a really good kick.
The handmade kibbeh is another family recipe the Sahadis sell at their store.
Part of being Lebanese is the whole hospitality end of it, is always having food for people, always offering something. To this day, my mom and I have parties for 100 people at least once a year.
Known as a staple dish of Syria and Lebanon, these handfuls of ground beef are molded into small football-like shapes and baked until brown. But it's not just these homemade dishes that connect this family business to their Middle Eastern roots. For over 50 years, the store has sourced spices and other ingredients directly from relatives living in the region.
We've always done it from the time my grandfather started. It's always been somebody over there basically loading the container and us taking it off on this side. This way, we could always be sure of the quality we were getting and the product mix. I mean, you don't want people randomly just filling your containers. It makes it easier knowing that you have somebody there that you trust, that you've been working with a long time. Right. Absolutely.
But sourcing these ingredients hasn't always been easy, especially with growing political turmoil in the Middle East.
Aleppo is just not a place that's shipping anything right now. So a lot of the farmers, though, a lot of them have moved and they took their seeds. They're very proud of what they've grown, and they now grow them over the border in Turkey.
Sahadi's worked with those farmers over time, and despite the different growing conditions in Turkey, they were able to come up with something that mimics the Aleppo pepper. And though the team is committed to sourcing ingredients from overseas, they also produce items right in Brooklyn, just a few miles away at its Sunset Park roasting facility. They roast about 40,000 pounds of nuts each week, which can later be found in the store's famous bulk section.
It reminded me of a Middle Eastern souk. The variety, even when it was much smaller, was just amazing.
And as the neighborhood changed from a primarily Middle Eastern community to a mix of ethnicities, Sahadi's changed with it. The store's product line includes coffees and dried fruits from all over the world, like these red-orange apricots shipped from California.
That's so unlike any fruit I've ever tasted. It's like candy.
In 2017, a writer for digital food publication Epicurious argued that Sahadi's is the best grocery store in America, and many longtime customers agree.
It's been an anchor, I think, for the community and really for Atlantic Avenue for the longest time. Other places have come and gone, and it's one of the reasons I come here is to help keep Sahadi in the neighborhood.